up, you guys? My name is Gavin Forbes. If you haven't seen me or you don't know about my existence, please subscribe, like this video, and comment down below what you think I should do next in future videos. So today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit serious, actually really serious to me, and it's really close to home. And if you don't really have anything nice to say, just don't say it at all, because I don't really care what you have to say, and I don't think my family or friends care what you think. So this video will be about my mom, who I love so much to the moon and back, and she is one of my biggest role models, and she is really good at giving advice, and I just love her for who she is, and she's so perfect, and I just love my mom. She's probably the best mom ever. So I wanted to talk about her illness, and I have no idea, honestly, what's going on. I just wanted to raise awareness because that's what she's trying to do, and I'm sure it would make the world to her if more people found out about what was going on with her illness. So I honestly don't really know, but from my personal experience with her disease, it wears her out, and she's just really tired, and it makes her sad, and I hate when she's sad, and it makes me really sad, and I just think we have such a close bond. And she got good news today, which really makes all of us happy, all my friends and my family happy. So she posted a video, which I'm going to show you after me blabbering. So when I show you that video, she will tell you where to fundraise, all that neat stuff, and I really advise you to watch the whole video because it is super close to home, and she really wants to raise awareness, and I hope to raise awareness. I will put all of the information for the website she will give you down below, and if you want to donate, please do so. And that is it for right now, but I will show you my mom's video in a second. Bye, guys.
Hi everyone, my name's Megan. This is the first video I have ever done, and I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me. I have decided to make a video today to raise awareness in regards to something that's very near and dear to my heart. So I ask you to bear with me and take a few moments to watch this and possibly share it. I want to say a couple of things to start off, and the first thing is that I'd like to address my family and close friends. If this is the first time you have ever heard about what's been going on with me, and you're finding out this way, I apologize. Nothing personal. I have not shared this with hardly anyone, so I chose to do it all at once to help keep from getting emotional. So I hope you'll forgive me. And the second thing is, I am not a medical professional, and anything that I discuss is just personal experiences that I've had. I'm not giving any advice or anything. This is solely to raise awareness and maybe get this video out there, maybe get some shares. So again, this is my first video, and I'm terrified. So I'm sure I will stumble and stammer the entire video. So please bear with me. And again, I'm so sorry. So a few weeks ago, I got a phone call from a doctor, and my whole world came crashing down on me. And so before we dive into all of that, I'd like to start with the backstory, which started in December of 2017. I was diagnosed with POTS, and that is a form of dysautonomia. And I'm not going to get into too much about that, but following my diagnosis, I decided to get the flu shot. And I don't ever get the flu shot, but because I knew that my immune system had been weakened, I decided that I needed to do the flu shot for me and my family so that I can hopefully keep from getting sick. So decided to get the flu shot and I regretted it instantly. So a couple of days later, I ended up experiencing neurological symptoms. I was having numbness and tingling in the right side of my body, and I was no longer able to hold a cell phone or use a knife to cut vegetables, and it was really, really scary. So we went to the doctor, and they dismissed me and said everything was okay, but I listened to that little voice inside my head, and I knew that it was not. So I decided to go back to the hospital a couple of weeks later and had some tests done, and it was determined that I had a mild form of Guillain-Barré. And thank goodness it was mild. So I fast forward just a couple of months. I had like a relapse of symptoms and decided to follow up with a neurologist. And it was determined that I have CIDP, which is the chronic form of Guillain-Barré, which was quite a devastating blow to hear. But it was something that I could deal with. You know, there's treatments available, but I just wasn't getting better after a few months, and so we decided to do more testing. And so they decided to do more labs, a lot more labs. I was seeing an immunologist, and he did a big battery of tests. So I had a lumbar puncture, I had MRIs, I had EMGs, and tons of tests. I had Mayo Clinic come to my home and do some testing there as well. So very recently, about 3.5 weeks ago, I got some results of those tests. One of the antibodies came back positive for something called SCL70, and that is an antibody for something called systemic sclerosis, or systemic, it's scleroderma, so I apologize, I'm getting choked up here, because it's still also new to me and so scary. And so, scleroderma, there are 3 different forms. All 3 forms are awful. It's an autoimmune disease, and it's terminal. And so, as you can imagine, I was completely terrified. I have a 13-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter, an amazing husband, family, and friends that I just love and care for so much. And thanks, Sarah. And so I was completely devastated. And I hadn't spoken with the doctor yet. I didn't know what my prognosis was. I didn't know what my future looked like. And so I did what most people our age would do and read the internet, which was awful. It was awful. And so I had myself sick, just completely terrified about what was happening. And so I had convinced myself that I had this diffuse scleroderma and that I was going to die in 3 to 5 years, because that's what the prognosis is. And I was just heartbroken. And so I did a lot of praying, and basically that's the only thing that's really kept me going for the last few weeks, is just praying. And so I recently saw the scleroderma specialist, and I had great news, and I'm very, very fortunate and so very lucky, and things look really good for me. So good news is that blood tests do not actually diagnose the disease. You have to have outward symptoms, which, knock on wood, I do not have yet. And he repeated some blood work. And so I'm praying that things stay stable and stay where they're at. But why am I making this video? It's because not a lot of people have heard of systemic sclerosis or scleroderma, and there's just not enough awareness surrounding it. And so my hope is that if you're a friend of mine or your family or even a friend of a friend, and I may be a complete stranger to you, that you would check it out. Maybe go to scleroderma.org, maybe donate or share this video and get the word out there, because there's just not enough funding. There's no cure, and it's an awful, awful disease. And I've joined a support group, and there are amazing people, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, that are afflicted with this terrible, terrible disease. And if maybe there was a little bit more awareness, there could be more research, and maybe someday a cure. So it's on a personal note that I'm asking that you maybe share or check it out. June is also Scleroderma Awareness Month, so that's a pass, but maybe next year, maybe it can be a goal of yours to maybe walk for the cure and check it out. And that's all I want, and that's all I'm asking for, is to maybe take just a minute. And so that's basically why I did this video. And again, if you're family and you're a close friend, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to share this with you before now. So I'm working through it, and God works miracles, and I am proof of that in regards to the Guillain-Barré being so mild, and the CIDP being mild, and this antibody that's showing up that's not exhibiting symptoms, and I hope they never do. So miracles do happen. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So God bless. Bye, guys.